Why your law firm needs a managing partner and why it should not be you. And my business, I shouldn't be the managing partner of my business either. Why? Because I'm not objective. You're not objective. You're not objective with your stuff. I'm not objective with my stuff. No one's really objective with their own stuff. Every law firm needs a managing partner. And when you understand what the job of a managing partner is, you don't really need to explain why every law firm needs a managing partner. It's obvious. The only problem is, how many classes did you take in all 3 years that you went to law school? How many CLE courses have you taken in all the years since you graduated from law school? And had anyone teach you what the job of a managing partner of a law firm is supposed to be? Probably none. I know I didn't. I didn't learn any of this stuff either. I learned it the hard way in this place I like to call reality, the School of Hard Knocks. I graduated from the School of Hard Knocks. I don't want you to graduate from the School of Hard Knocks. I want to make this simple for you. So here's the job of a managing partner of a law firm. Doesn't matter if it's a small law firm or a big law firm. There's 4 elements to the managing partner's job. Very simple. 1 is building the people. 2 is building the processes. 3 is managing and staying on top of the money and the metrics. And 4 is keeping his or her eye focused on the goal. Let's do these in reverse order. It'll be easier this way for you. Keeping your eye focused on the goal. That's where the managing partner, sits down with the shareholders of the law firm. These are your family. They're invested in your law firm. And you say, where do we want to be in 2 years? Where do we want to be in 5 years? How do we want to be living our life? What kind of business do we have to build? What kind of law firm business do we have to build to give us the kind of life we want to be living? This is a conversation that managing partners are supposed to be having with their shareholders on a regular basis. Staying on top of the money and the metrics. That was the third main point. Staying on top of the money and the metrics, the managing partner meets with the chief financial officer on at least a monthly basis to go over the budget variance report, the cash flow projections, the accounts receivables, the cash position, basic financial controls of a business. And also some metrics. And the metrics I'm not going to go into because different kinds of law practices, different kinds of law firms should be focusing on different metrics. And it's too much for this particular situation. But understand there are some metrics that the managing partner is supposed to stay on top of and spot these metrics in order to know in an instant if things are going the way they should be going, or do we need to open up the hood and see what's going on under the hood before we blow a gasket or something goes horribly wrong. That's the third part of what a managing partner does. The second part is building the processes. That's where the managing partner works with the chief operating officer. And if you're a solo lawyer in your own law firm, you are the chief operating officer. There are 12 key internal policies. There are 12 key external policies, and there's 24 administrative procedures. These are all simple, kind of obvious when you understand what they are. And for hundreds and hundreds of years, lawyers have been taking out these things called pens and putting them on these things called pieces of paper and using these things called words to describe the policies and the procedures to describe how they want their business to run so that they can hire, train, manage, supervise, and delegate and hold staff accountable for doing things the way that the owner of the firm wants things done. Which brings us back to the first part of what the managing partner's job is. And the principal part of the managing partner's job is to be a builder of captains, a leader, not a manager, a leader. And the way you lead people is by understanding what is motivating each of the key players on your team. You can use all kinds of complicated personality tests and all kinds of gizmos and blah, 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 blah. Or you can just use your common sense. And this is the way managing partners have been leading people for hundreds and hundreds, thousands of years. Simple conversation. Where are you now in terms of your personal development, your professional development, and your financial needs? And where do you want to be next year, 2 years, 3 years from now, Mr. or Mrs. Associate, Mr. or Mrs. Paralegal, Mr. or Mrs. Receptionist or Secretary? Where are they now and where do they want to be? And the managing partner understands and embraces the fact that everyone who comes to work on your team is working for your law firm for their own reasons, not for your reasons. And you as the managing partner need to understand what those reasons are. Imagine a law firm being run where the owner doesn't know what's motivating his or her people, doesn't have written policies and systems and procedures for how things are supposed to get done, doesn't have control over the finances or any of the key metrics, and doesn't have clearly defined goals that he or she shares with his shareholders. Guess what that looks like? It looks like chaos, which is unfortunately how too many lawyers are willing to put up with and tolerate and accept. But it doesn't have to be that way. It can be better for you. Just get control of your business.